Thanks for tuning in to this edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard. Each week we travel the state looking for people and stories that inspire. People helping others and just doing good in our communities. Let's begin with a Native-led nonprofit that recently held their very first Good Sovereignty event. The day began with a buffalo hunt and ended with lessons on traditional food preparation.
You may think of harvesting a buffalo as a thing of the past, but at the Arbor in Browning, Fast Blackfeet hosted an event that brought the community together, and their focus, reconnecting people to their roots.
Yeah, we really wanted to create an event that was focused on what is food sovereignty for the community.
Danielle Antelope with Fast Blackfeet says events like this are part of the organization's mission to combat food insecurity by bringing traditional foods and practices back to the community.
We host different workshops and we have our food pantry open to the public, but this is our first ever community event and we wanted to call it the Community Food Sovereignty Event to be very clear about what it is.
I see it as like working towards reconnecting to our culture.
That reconnection began with a buffalo harvest Friday morning.
Get to learn about different parts of the animal, and I think that's a really good connection that we're able to display here from going on the land this morning and then take the buffalo here into the arbor and split it into workshops.
From the meat and marrow to the hide and bones, workshops throughout the day reflected generations of traditional knowledge.
The Blackfeet foods are such healthy foods for us. The whole point of it is to teach people to be proud about the foods that we have that connect us to our land, but also connects us to our health.
Throughout the day, more and more community members filed in to participate.
The excitement is really what is fueling our team, right? It's long days and long nights, but the excitement of the community showing up to participate really shows us that it's the right time for this type of event.
The event will wrap up on Saturday, but Fast Blackfeet hopes to keep up with the momentum by continuing to promote sovereign practices.
I see this as a really important time for us as a local Blackfeet to really try to reconnect back to our culture.
In Browning, Brianna Juneau, MTN News.
Winter in Montana is no joke, but sure is breathtaking, isn't it? But when those temps dip below freezing, you want to make sure you have the right gear to handle it. But not all kids have the proper gear. That's where the Bozeman School District's Warm Winter Drive comes into play, helping to outfit students for the winter season.
If you've got your old winter gear sitting around, well, it's time to take it to your closest Bozeman school because their Warm Winter Drive is back and better than ever.
This is another great example of a coat that we could take. It's nice and thick.
You may recognize Amelia Huba. She's the program associate for Family School Services and she runs the Warm Winter Drive.
As you know, it gets down to -20 pretty frequently here. So the Warm Winter Drive aims to make sure that every student in the valley has the appropriate winter clothing that'll fit them and keep them warm.
Amelia tells me last year's Warm Winter Drive was a huge success.
Last year was our biggest year to date. We had about 250 students requesting items. And we got about $10,000 of donations,
providing students with warm and cute, I might add, winter clothes like this Andrew Mark jacket you see here. This year, Amelia invited me back because the need is bigger than ever for those warm winter clothes.
This morning when I checked, we had 351 students asking for items, which is a huge increase. The first year that I was here, it was around 50 students.
That's 351 kids in need of warm clothes for this upcoming Montana winter. A number that might shock some people, but in reality,
we also have several students that are staying in shelters like Haven or Family Promise or HRDC. Families sometimes are living in their vehicle or not housed at the current moment.
Anna Edwards is the Family School Service Coordinator. She works with families to ensure they receive what they're entitled to under the McKinney-Vento Act, a federal law that guarantees equal access to education for all students despite their social status.
Pre-K through 12th grade, last year we had over 200 students that qualified for McKinney-Vento. We had over 200 the year before as well. That number has just increased.
Which is why Anna says it's crucial to be able to provide students not only with warm clothes, but any materials they need to get through high school.
We do have a shelf at both Gallatin and Bozeman High School. A lot of what we provide and a lot of the donations that are needed are food items,
as well as cleaning supplies, feminine products, hygiene items, all the way to deodorant. If you're looking to help out these students, Amelia tells me here's one way to start.
We are accepting donations at all 12 of the the schools, as well as the Dry Fly Saloon. We are trying to get all of the students all of the items that they requested before Thanksgiving break.
Amelia tells me they've only received a few donations so far. They're hoping to see many more roll in before Thanksgiving.
Such a great feeling to know that we've, again, taken that kind of stress and pressure off of the parents. And the kids always get so excited to, again, have clothing that looks like that of their peers, to have something brand new for the season.
To learn more about the Warm Winter Drive, visit our website. In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
Hey, we all know it gets cold in Butte. Well, fortunately, there's a nonprofit that believes school kids shouldn't have to get cold too. And that's a good thing, because here at Margaret Leary School, well, there's at least one student who has a winter activity where he's going to need his coat.
I have snowball fights with my brother when it's snowing, like really packing snow.
The nonprofit Operation Warm will make sure Tufts stays warm while hurling snowballs this winter by giving away hundreds of coats to his classmates. The group has distributed over 7 million coats to kids in need for 27 years. Organizers say kids were so grateful to get a coat.
They are so sweet. They love just getting to pick something that works for their personality, that makes them feel special.
Willow, what do you think of your new coat?
I like it.
Why do you like it so much?
Because it's my favorite color.
Volunteers with FedEx help make sure the coats fit the students just right.
The kids get to come in and choose their coat. It's not just that everybody has the same coat, so they can pick their style and the right fit.
What do you think about getting a free coat?
A free coat?
It's free. It's free.
They're all for free?
Yeah.
I'll take up one.
Parents have been so grateful for this program. They have messaged me that this just helps them out. They don't have to worry about keeping their kids warm this winter.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Sometimes you need something, but you just can't always afford it. In Missoula, community members come together to make sure everyone has what they need. It's a free store where you can get what you need and never spend a penny.
When someone's in need in Missoula, the community tries to provide, and that's why there was a pop-up free store on Sunday.
It's for the people they don't even know. It's so generous and kind.
Isabella Buchanan is a freshman at the University of Montana.
As a college kid, you don't have a lot of money. It feels good to know that there is a space.
But beyond saving dollars while in the dorms, she's shopping for her sister in Billings, who's about to have a child.
There's not a lot of options, and when you're going through these new phases of chapters of your life, it's nice to know you have the support within your community, even if it's not in your community.
From toys to t-shirts and bowling balls to bakeware, everything was donated ahead of time.
These events really show the spirit of Missoula.
Team member Zach Wolf hopes the free store gives those who may not feel comfortable outright asking for help an opportunity to get what they need.
Some people are just in that middle line where they don't have a lot of cash to spend, and they may feel like maybe too proud or too independent to take that help that they need. This is going to impact people way more than they'll ever admit.
Organizer Jenna Paw Nielsen adds that the store, which she holds outside her house on Arthur Avenue, is about sharing in abundance.
When I say it's community, not charity, they understand bring what you can, take what you need, bring for a friend.
Nielsen hopes to host more than just the annual shopping spree.
If you are interested in helping me collect toys for families, please, this old frat house, you can find me. I'm on everywhere. We can fill the gap where the funds aren't there this year.
In Missoula, Emily Brown, MTN News.
Sticking in Missoula, families are stretching their dollars further thanks to a new store selling gently used kids' clothing. Once Upon a Child opened just about 2 months ago, and parents say the bargain prices are helping them afford more for their kids.
It's not every day you walk into a store and you leave with cash in your pocket. Once Upon a Child is helping out families in Missoula, one gently used item at a time.
The store will pay cash on the spot for kids' clothing, which helps the wallets of moms looking to fulfill the current needs of their children.
When I cleaned out the garage, we're taking things that we didn't need and turning it into what we do need. I need some pants for my daughter. I need some snow pants for my older kids to go out and play. So it's great because I'm not spending a lot of time or a lot of money to get the things I need.
One mother who recently moved to Missoula with her 2 children says the store has been a financial lifesaver for her family.
That is nothing for a pair of pants, $2.50. So I have 2 kids and I'm a single mom. So having them open was the biggest blessing. It made the financial burden of being a mom a lot easier.
Summer brought in her kids' outgrown clothes to trade for bigger sizes. She found everything she needed for her son's first day of preschool and new clothes for her daughter, too.
They grow so fast, and then when you're done with it, I used to throw it in a tote and forget about it. And then now that there's somewhere that's willing to take those clothes and I know that they're going to somebody who's going to do exactly what I do, be so appreciative over all of it.
The store owner decided to open a Missoula location after seeing how much the franchise helped her own family.
When I came here, there wasn't Once Upon a Child, and so that was one of the first things I looked up.
She didn't do it alone. With the help of her 3 daughters, the store held its grand opening in August.
I think the most fulfilling part is being able to help her out and take that stress off of her because, opening a business is scary. She's never done this before, and yeah, it's really great being able to help her out.
For families feeling the pinch of rising costs, the store is helping stretch every dollar. In Missoula, Cynthia Carranza, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, going above and beyond to make sure school kids stay safe on their way to and from school. That story when we come back.
More stories from the heart of the Treasure State are on the way when Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. Great Falls Public Schools knows that when it comes to student safety, it's important for children to be seen. That's why the district is making an effort to get their students to stand out. The district handed out thousands of strips of reflective tape as part of Pedestrian Safety Month.
As mornings grow darker and afternoons shorter, staying visible on the way to school is more important than ever. That's why students across Great Falls are getting a bright new addition to their backpacks.
Our transportation department decided to do something for Pedestrian Safety Month, just to provide one more layer of safety for kids as they're walking to and from school.
5,270 pre-kindergarten through 6th grade students from across 15 elementary schools received a reflective strip designed to catch drivers' eyes during those dim morning commutes.
They're safer because they know that people can see them walking, and so they won't get hurt.
And it's not just students who notice the difference.
The tape helps a whole lot. It's going to, especially at night or during the day when it gets really dark in the morning, it's gonna help quite a bit because the cars fly through here, and like when there's snow and the wind and like darkness, it would help a whole lot.
The initiative is part of Great Falls Public Schools' push for pedestrian safety, encouraging parents and drivers to slow down, stay alert, and keep an eye out for kids crossing the street.
Have that conversation with kids about walking to and from school and how to cross the streets and how to not play in the streets and those sort of things. So really I just want that conversation to be had with their parents to be able to keep them safe.
It may be a small addition, but it's one that helps keep students safe on their way to and from school every day. In Great Falls, Madison Collier, MTN News.
Speaking of schools, it's not just students you'll find in Helena area classrooms. Therapy dogs are showing up across the district. There are different types of trained dogs in these schools to help students learn and feel safe.
They're fun to hang out with and they're cute.
Intermountain Therapy Animals is an organization that offers programs for dogs to work with students at schools.
Their Helena chapter has two main programs, Therapy Dogs and the Read program. For students like Avery, they help turn around those difficult days.
They're super kind, and they help me calm down when I'm having a bad day.
Since 2014, Therapy Dogs come into different schools around Helena once a month. 1 or 2 of the 18 available dogs come in for an hour to support kids that may be having difficulty in the classroom or at home. School officials say the animals have helped kids improve their social skills, reduce anxiety, and even help with reading.
And they just seem to read a lot easier and out loud when there's a dog there, because then there's no judgment. So that's what we love about it.
While Intermountain Therapy Animals has different specialty dogs, Willow here is exclusively a facility dog for Smith Elementary, trained specifically through the Anthrozoology Department at Carroll College.
She can go up to a student that may not be welcoming for a grown-up or another person to be around them, and she can enter their bubble and help them calm down and help them just regulate their emotions.
Just like the students, Willow's learning too. She's currently in training with a student from Carroll and visits the school once a week. Communication can be hard for some kids, and sometimes it just takes a dog to help get the ball rolling.
It's really exciting to see that Willow's able to kind of bridge the gap between students and teachers and staff members that really do care about them.
In Helena, Evan Charney, MTN News.
Halloween has come and gone, but elementary students around Great Falls had some help getting into the Halloween spirit, not to mention a better understanding of where jack-o'-lanterns come from.
I just get to enjoy watching the kids' faces and yeah, it's a lot of fun to be able to give back to the community.
Ferguson's Equipment, a farm and ranch supply business, has been giving away pumpkins to schools across Montana, Idaho, and Wyoming for around 20 years now. It serves their mission of teaching kids about agriculture while bringing joy to the kids of our community.
The littlest girl ends up with a pumpkin. She's got to roll across the ground. That's so fun to see. But we just try to help them pick the right pumpkin for them.
The tradition of pumpkins during Halloween time dates back to ancient Irish practices of carving root vegetables to ward off spirits. Irish immigrants brought this tradition to America and carved up pumpkins because they were easy to access. But in the year 2025, vegetables have gotten more expensive, pumpkins included.
Many of our students are underserved, and seeing the community and the businesses bring these pumpkins in for our kiddos who otherwise might miss out on the opportunity for such a core memory of childhood.
For the teachers of Giant Springs, it means a lot. For the kids, what are you going to do with the pumpkin?
Throw it in the road.
It's just good fun. They get to go home and carve the pumpkin with their families, trick or treat, and come back to the classroom to learn more about pumpkins through science and writing. To date, Ferguson's has given away over 43,000 pumpkins to schools across America.
It's really expanded, but it's always fun to see the kids and see their faces and see how excited they are about this. So,
for them, it's really about the education and community. In Great Falls, I'm Quentin Shores, MTN News.
Ferguson's Equipment has delivered a pumpkin to every first grader in Helena Public Schools, giving them the opportunity to carve out time to learn about agriculture.
I love pumpkins!
What all started as a donation of just 7 pumpkins to first graders in Great Falls by Torgerson's over 20 years ago has grown into 43,000 pumpkins to first graders. And for the first time, pumpkins are finding their homes with Helena first graders.
I learned today about pumpkins. They can break easily when they can turn orange, and sometimes they even have freckles on them.
The pumpkins are grown in Hutterite colonies outside of Great Falls, and the goal is to show the kids where their food actually comes from.
You'd be surprised by how many kids don't know where they come from. You ask that question and they're like, Albertsons or the store, or it's trying to educate them on the agricultural side of where their food comes from.
Pumpkins are fruit because they have seeds, and fruits have seeds. That's why a pumpkin is a fruit.
Each student got to pick their own pumpkin.
It stood out about this because it was orange and it was long and skinny.
And for many kiddos, this was a special experience for them.
A bunch of them said this was their first pumpkin, so I know they were super excited just to have the opportunity to even have one pumpkin.
Beyond the ag side, the pumpkins will be used for a number of different education opportunities. Some painted, some carved, some cooked,
and some dissected to learn the anatomy of a pumpkin.
Carve it. I'm gonna carve it. And eat the seeds.
Although the first year of deliveries in Helena, Torgerson's aims to include East Helena and Montana City next year. In Helena, Madeline Heath, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, a bold bear takes a stroll right through town, and it's all caught on camera. That story right after the break.
More stories from the heart of the Treasure State are on the way when Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. Bears are on the move this time of year, looking for food to get ready for winter. Often that means hunting for berries, but sometimes they find those treats where you would least expect it.
I'm here downtown at Bozeman Spirits, and I got a scenario for you. Picture this, you're sitting at a table having a few drinks, and you might think you had one too many when you look out the window and see this.
Hey, there. And he was kind of smelling around for that huckleberry vodka, so I think he came to the right place.
Tim Mastis works at Bozeman Spirits. He tells me he had quite the surprise Tuesday morning when he walked out back.
When I was greeted by a massive black bear that was about 3 feet from the back door, and he was right there, and we kind of got like a little standoff.
The bear making its way down the alley next to Bozeman Spirits.
And then when it was clear that he wasn't going to come like maul me, I was like, all right, I'll kind of get a little video.
Snapping this great video of the bear trotting across Main Street right in front of oncoming traffic. Security footage from Bozeman Spirits capturing the second angle.
Hey, bear.
For Tim, who lives in the southeast part of town,
I see them walking my dog kind of in that neighborhood along the water. Never have seen one in an alley downtown Bozeman, indoor crossing Main Street.
Tim figures the bear was sniffing through trash getting ready for hibernation. The bear ran off through the chalet parking lot, and since then, no one has seen.
Does he have a name yet? Huckleberry.
In Bozeman, Cassidy Powers, MTN News.
We hope you enjoyed this week's edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard, and we'll see you right back here next week.